Good morning. This is the shore of Lake Vembanad, the longest lake in India. I realized I've been a little bit late in making an introduction right now. So, broadcasting from the Lemon Tree Resort in Vembanad in Kerala, there has been a light shower of rain in the evening. You can see that. I'll talk about the details later. So, here it is, Lake Vembanad at dawn. Working out the best place to sit. So, welcome to Lake Vembanad at dawn. This is India in Kerala. And let's start a trying to make the tripod as vertical as possible. And horizontal. So that's an island in the middle of Lake Vembanad Lake. It's only a small island because behind it, Lake Vembanad stretches deep. And the shoreline that you can see on the other side is probably about 5 miles away at least. I'm sorry that the horizontal isn't entirely horizontal as it should be. All right, so there are lots of crows and also the sunbirds are waking up in the morning. So this is our hotel and this is Lake Vembanad. In the sky there are Brahmini kites and you can hear the Brahmini kites in the sky. And these large structures that you can see like this, these structures are actually fishing nets. Kind of submerged fishing nets that are raised periodically. You can see those four lines, and those 4 lines are supporting a submerged fishing net, and the fish are attracted to the net by means of nighttime lighting. So the sky is quite a few Brahmini kites flying about at this time. The temperature is about 26 degrees right now. It'll probably get hotter as the sun is rising. So we're facing east right now. Hopefully see a reasonable sunrise. Lake Vembanad is about 20 miles long and 15 miles wide. I think that it's not a very clean lake, if you know what I mean. It's a very marshy kind of lake with wide parts and narrow parts, and parts of Lake Vembanad effectively break up into islands and swampy areas. So it's not like the deepest, it's not like a deep continuous body of water, but it is a very long body of water that starts from a narrow point and then widens and widens before narrowing about 20 miles down the line. Lots of cormorants. So these are the birds around: cormorants, crows, pigeons, sunbirds, and also Brahmini kites. Those are the main birds here. There are some fishing vessels plying the waters, and again here behind us is a fishing net structure. So there is one of these fishing net structures with a underwater net, a large bowl-shaped net that is hoisted up using a system of pulleys and levers like a crane, and any fish there will be raised up by this bowl-shaped net. So here's a shoreline. Here's a shoreline. It's actually difficult to work out north and south, but let's make an effort. So we're probably facing, the camera is probably facing south here. Actually, the camera is facing north here. So to the south of us is the great city of Cochin, and to the north will be northern India. So we can't really compromise on the time. Any moment soon the sun will start rising. It's about 10 minutes past 6. We anticipate that the sun will start rising in about 5 minutes. So at a certain point we will be enjoying a beautiful sunrise, hopefully. as long as it doesn't rain too much and it doesn't get too cloudy. As you can see that the sky is relatively more cloudy than it was yesterday when another sunrise was uploaded onto the channel. Now, there's lots and lots of rafts of vegetation that keep on floating across this lake, reflecting the currents. It has to be said that although it's a large body of water, this is a freshwater lake. So Lake Vembanad is a freshwater lake. I believe that it could even be slightly below sea level at certain points, but it remains a freshwater lake and it's recognized as a freshwater lake. Although it's closely tied with streams, rivers, inlets, seas, because this part of Kerala is quite a swampy or rather lowland aquatic kind of habitat, kind of semi-marshy habitat. And it supports lots of villagers, fisher folk, estates, hotels, and now a thriving center of business at Cochin, which is quite a good tourist destination from where tourists can go all over South India on the western side. The noises of generators behind me because we are at a hotel. And that is the noise of the jungle striped squirrel from nearby. You might see the squirrel, it's on the edge of the roof at the top. You can see the tail wagging. center in the squirrel as much as I can. The jungle striped squirrel is unique to the Western Ghats, unique to South India. It's endemic to South India. There it is, having run away, having made its morning territorial call. It's still singing, but we can't hear it so well now. So here's this wonderful net system on Lake Vembanad. That was a wonderful thing to be able to share the live broadcast of a squirrel singing in the morning. Now, normally a squirrel wouldn't be quite so exciting for the locals, but it has to be said that it's actually not easy to see this squirrel for foreign people like myself. And it's quite special to be able to encounter it today in the morning. I was struggling the whole of yesterday and day before trying to get a good view of it. And admittedly, that wasn't a very good view, but at least we did hear it properly. So here's the progress of the sunrise so far. Freshwater lake, Vembanad, in Kerala, India. This is just facing the island, not facing the mainland, and the island is actually quite a small island opposite Lemon Tree Resort, and the far shore, as you can see, is significantly further away, probably about 5 or 6 miles away. Not really sure how far the longest horizon is. It could be as short as 3 miles. Some people say that you cannot see beyond 3 miles on a horizon. So let's face the shoreline once more, facing northwards. So this hotel looks like it's probably dates from the 1950s or 60s, Lemon Tree, unless it's a bit older. I like this old architecture with tiled roofs, so much more charming than anything else other than thatch. Most modern architecture is quite hideous in the tropics, and the old world, old-fashioned colonial type architecture has a certain charm of its own. Unfortunately, the iPhone doesn't pick up, which is what we're filming on, doesn't pick up the colors terribly well. Oh, that's a squirrel. There's lots of banks of floating swamp vegetation, probably something like water hyacinth. So the sun is rising, but we can't see it behind the bank of clouds. The sun has probably risen already, but we can't see it behind the bank of clouds. Unfortunately, the beautiful orange orb is hiding behind that cloud. Lots of grey-necked crows flying around. So at about 6:15, we had the song of a jungle-striped squirrel calling from Lemon Tree Resort at Lake Vembanad. Probably it's kind of morning prayer. It's morning territorial announcement. This is a keystone species for this area as far as I'm concerned, alongside an endemic skink species called a Dusumeri skink, which is quite common here with a red tail in the juveniles, unique to India. So you can see the pattern that the waters are making along the shore. Amongst the most spectacular birds here are Brahmini kites. Brahmini kites are quite common but not easily seen generally. They're very good at soaring in the sky. So these pillars are where very large boats and barges will dock. There are large tourist paddle boats that come along, and they will dock with the assistance of these aquatic posts. So we see some motorboat in the distance. Thank you for your greetings from around the world, and a good morning to you from Kerala in India. It's a relatively pleasant and cool 26 degrees in the morning here before it starts hotting up. But this is quite a hot part of India, and it can get about 28 degrees by noon, if not higher. Just noticed an aquatic reptile bobbing up and down, but it's difficult to identify. Maybe it could be a local species of terrapin. Could even have been an otter. All right, we're seeing that sun, a little bit of that sun right now. That sounds like a stalk-billed kingfisher not too far away from here. So we can see the fishermen or locals living in their boats in the morning. Large banks of water hyacinth in the distance, not too far away. And there's the dawn. a scene of sunrise and a boat on Lake Vembanad in the morning. So we've just heard a lesser flameback calling. In the far distance, away from the microphone, we can hear the barking calls of the jungle-striped squirrel once more. So some local tourists are taking pictures of the sunrise in the morning. And that bird on the wire is possibly, although it's very difficult to see using this camera, is possibly a stalk-billed kingfisher. Probably a good excuse for me to go and get a camera. There it is flying off. Quite a pleasant looking sunrise in the morning. local grey-necked crows. There used to be a time when we could send a transmission using a landscape orientation, which is probably better for live broadcasts, but for some reason YouTube limits live broadcasts to portrait orientations now. Lots and lots of water hyacinth drifting from its bank and spreading closer by. So these are banks of water hyacinth. There are some tree pies around. Tree pies are unique to South India. Probably a rufous tree pie. Tracking the progress of a slightly opaque sunrise in the morning. And this is a Brahmini kites around. Couldn't pick it up on the screen. So the lake is probably a very good resource for tourism I'm not really sure how good it is for swimming in. Haven't seen anybody swimming in it so far, and I'm not going to volunteer. So it's about roughly about 6:45, and the sun is still rising, and abolishing the state of twilight. A highlight of this broadcast has been the song of the jungle striped squirrel. And there's the sun coming out. It's actually much, much brighter than meets the camera eye. I hope it's not damaging the CCD. And we can feel that infrared radiation turning up now at this time of the day. You can hear the distant call of something that sounds like an ashyprenia. So the sun is well and truly up now. There it is. It's a very special place to be here on the shores of Lake Vembanad. There seems to be some mists that are dissipating now from the shoreline. We're on a little pier here at the Lemon Tree Resort Hotel. a place where large ships might come and dock as well. When I say large ships, I mean boats, large tourist paddle boats. The lapping of the water of Lake Vembanad against the walls of the shore here. Pretty soon the temperature will be soaring from its current 26 degrees to about 29. So the nearby sound is probably a purple-rumped sunbird, or it could be a Lowton's sunbird. Sky is turning blue. So I'm going to be moving the camera now to a slightly more comfortable place. So that's where we were broadcasting from so far. From the shores of Lake Vembanad once more. The sun is now very strong. Some very interesting cicadas nearby that haven't been, to my knowledge, adequately studied. We will probably do about another minute of this. Thank you for being part of this special broadcast, one of a kind from the shores of Lake Vembanad. Who knows if and when we will return again. The hotel staff are just animating themselves for their daily chores in the morning and serving the guests, of which I happen to be a privileged member. But I will be leaving here soon, and it's been nice to be spending some time with you from the shores of one of the greatest lakes in the world, Lake Vembanad in India, a source of much civilization in the local area near the great city of Kochi. Served also by an international airport, Cochin Airport. No connection with Vietnam. So goodbye for now, and thank you for being part of this live broadcast from Lake Vembanad in Kerala, India.